Greetings, family. How you doing? Welcome to another one of your FRANK26 UB-Tubies. It's good to be with you. I'm telling you, every UB-Tubie is just more powerful than the last one. I'd advise you to put your seatbelts on for tonight. And I would ask you, call everyone. If you study with other people, call them. Well, maybe you can't call them. Go visit their site and tell them Frank26 is inviting everybody in the Dinar community to come and listen. We are KTFOis.com. Stands for Keep the Faith Always in Our Heavenly Father. It is the 10th of October, 2025. I greet you in agape love. We are KTFOis.com. Before we do anything, we always go to God to talk to Him, to pray. Would you join me? Abba, by the blood of your Son Jesus, through the Holy Spirit, I come to you. And I come to you in prayer because I need to. The rivers of my life are polluted with my sins. And it is the blood of Jesus that has forgiven me of those sins. But I still sin every day. And I ask you to please be patient with me and forgive me again. Help me and protect me from the evil one. Protect my family, my children, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Protect us from the evil one. Protect America. Protect Israel. The evil one, Satan, he can make salt tasteless. Satan lies so much to me, Father. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be in this world. I want to be in your hands. God, I hurt for people. Will you cry with me? I hurt for people. Will you cry with me? For these people that are lost and scared. I try my best to help them. I never did I? I never really did. But it wasn't until you brought the challenges in my life that caused me to bow to you. And when I bowed to you, Father, the chip on my shoulder fell off. And I realized that I have a calling in my life that is more important than making money. I give you my all, Heavenly Father. I give you everything that I am for what it's worth. I will never make peace with the devil. I will never make peace with sin. It is my enemy, and you are my friend. And I need your mercy. I need your compassion in action. I need you also to help me in what I'm about to do. I have a tendency to horse around maybe too much. I need to be a little bit more serious in what is happening tonight, that I may honor and glorify you. Every day, every day, that evil one reminds me of my past, and I remind him of my future with you. It is in the name of your Son Jesus, by the Holy Spirit, that I pray. Amen. 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 We're here to study the Iraqi dinar, and everything that I say to you, it's no longer in my opinion. Would you like? Can I talk story with you? In Hawaii, that's what we call it. We gather around the fireplace on the beach, around the fire pit, and we say, "Hey, let's talk story. Let's talk story." It's a good song too. Can I talk story with you before we get into the meat of it all? Everything I'm about to say is in my opinion. I'm sorry. But when we get to what the CBI released today, that's their opinion. It's word for word of what we've been telling you. You see, what happened was 3 days ago, Sudani, and you know this already because I've been telling you every day. It was 3 days ago. Today, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it was Friday. Sudani tells the Iraqi citizens, I got you. And he was doing it, he's been doing it almost every day. I got you. I promised you purchasing power. It's coming. I got you. To which Eddie and his fellow citizens say, no, you don't. You lying son of a gun, you. You don't have anything for us. So then, Saturday, a lock comes out. And you see the articles. We have them. And we talked about it. What did what did Alak do yesterday or Saturday? We have no intentions of raising the 3 zeros. That's not our plans. That's not my intentions. No. Then Sunday, yesterday, early in the morning, before before the CBI even opened, Alak comes out on Iraqia Channel 1 and Channel 8, and he tells the Iraqi citizens, "Hey, the citizens, I got you." And I read it to you yesterday, remember? What did he say? He says, we have the intentions to lift the 3 zeros to add value and give you the purchasing power that I promised you. Oh, and by the way, besides the fact that it is at a set date, we know when we're going to do this. I also want to tell you that we've already started it. What? We've already started it, and it is going to be completed in the fourth quarter of 2025. What? And my teams were like, we didn't expect this. And that was yesterday early morning. Well, guess who else didn't expect it? Alak. Late last night, for those of you in premium, you saw a walking stick come in, and he tells me, and he says to me, Alak is mad. And I said, about what? He thinks Sudani jumped the gun. Well, I guess he did. So what? Just be ready for it tomorrow. Okay, thank you. And here we are today. And sure enough, I can just see yesterday in my mind's eye, crack of the morning. Sudani gets out. Iraqi citizens, I'm going to give you everything I promised you in the fourth quarter, which is where we're at right now of 2025. And yeah, okay, your monetary reform, yeah, lifting purchasing power, yeah, right on, right on, right on. Okay. 20 minutes later, 20 minutes later, Allah comes on the same channel and he tells the Iraqi citizens, I'm not going to, wait, what? No, I'm not doing that. And Eddie's like, you lying son of a bitch, you son of a he just told us that it's going to happen. And a lot. And I can just, in my mind's eye, I can just see, okay, so Sudani goes out and tells the truth. Oh, we're going to give you the purchasing power, I promised you. Alak gets a phone call. Did you see what he did? What? What? Give the phone. Ring a ding ding. Ring a ding. Hello, this is Sudani. Yeah, this is Sudani. What's the matter with you? What are you doing? Why are you jumping the gun, man? Why are you putting the pressure on me? We got the yo. What are you doing? And I can just imagine Sudani telling him, "Oh, chill, man. Shut up. You know damn well what I'm doing. I'm buying votes, man. Okay, and I don't care what it takes to buy these votes. I'm buying them, all right. I'm telling them the truth. Besides, you're going to be telling them very soon, aren't you? Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing this right now. It's going to drive speculation. I mean, I'm trying to bring in the 3 zeros, and then you're out there trying to get votes. Don't do this to me, man. Work with me. Talk with me, okay? No, whatever. You know that they don't want to vote. Nobody wants to come out and vote, man. Look, you do your thing. I do my thing, okay? Ain't no thing. It's done. It's done. Or Allah goes back to the CBI and he locks himself up in there. And Sudani spends the rest of the day today still telling them, I got you. I got you. So the next thing you know, after that, which is what, I don't know what time it happened, but very, very early in the morning, Allah says, I give up. I give up. Go ahead and release article number 2. I've always said that, family, we're waiting for what we call the second article. The first article told you that they were going to do the monetary reform. This was about 3 years ago. And we said the second article will tell you that they're going to implement the monetary reform. Well, this morning, Allah basically gave up. And he said, okay, I think he said, I'd like to tell you something. What? We officially announced the lifting of the 3 zeros. I give up. To which I tell you what. Why don't we? Why don't we see? Why don't we go ahead and start? That's what I wanted to share with you first. Okay, talk story. Whether it's true or not, what I just told you, I talk story with you and my opinion about what's happened in the last 72 hours. And you know something? You can see it. And whether what I'm telling you is true or not, you can see it in the articles. You can see it in the tennis volleying back and forth between Sudani and Alak in the articles. And today, the article basically it says, I give up. And when we read this article, and I called my teams early this morning, Walking Stick says, wait, I got to get my readers. And he, not a word, man, not a word. I said, are you there, sir? He says, mm-hmm. All right, this is what we expected. And that's why Aki told us what he told us yesterday. And that's why you were able to share it yesterday. I said, yeah, it kind of overlaps pretty nice, doesn't it? Yeah. I said, sir, look, they're using my numbers. And he said, Frank, They're using all of our words. Everything that we have taught in the last handful of years is all displayed in this article. We're not looking for vengeance. We're not trying to say, we told you so, even though that's the name of your Yubi-Tubi. I felt I had the right to say that I told you so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back. You saw that? Give me a second. Look what they just told me. They're so excited. I think Eddie is chasing cows out in the field. We'll get to this part later. But right now, let's go back. Let's go back to what happened when you went to sleep. You know, sleep has to find me. Mhm. It's very early in the morning here, Frank. No, we're not confused, sir. We know what's going on. We loved your show last night. So, to answer your questions, yes, they have continued. They have continued with the updates. They're all related to Sudani's remarks on the exchange mechanism that he said to us yesterday and the day before. Now, in a recent speech, Sudani highlighted that the partnership with the United States is a huge process. He emphasized that this is bringing in more stability into Iraq's economy. And then he hinted once again at the much anticipated, quote, delete the zero, unquote, project possibility coming soon. So, yeah, I don't blame Sudani for pushing what he knows is coming. And it is the only, the only ace in the cards that he has. It is the only trump card that is pushing him. It is the only way for him to gain the favor from the citizens because you promised this last year, sir. And you knew you were saving it on purpose for the elections of this year, sir. And the citizens know that. The citizens have come out excited when Allah said we are implementing the monetary reform. The citizens gained trust in you, Sudani, when you said, yeah, I got this for you. A year goes by, what's up? So you're playing a dangerous game. Speculation has to be squashed. It has to be suffocated. And you're out there using the monetary reform as a promise to get votes. I don't blame you. But isn't that what politicians do? Why are you being a politician? You got the perfect opportunity right now to keep your damn mouth shut and help the CBI, help the monetary reform to come out as it's going to come out. Personally, I don't care because you forced Allah's hand I give up. Fine, we're doing it. Thank you, sir. How much? Read the article. Okay. When? You know we got a set date. Leave me alone. Alak, are you in a bad mood? Yes. Okay. But just said, well, why? We're trying to bring in three zeros. They're going out like crazy. I know, Alak. I'm one of the few people that still has it to sell. Sudani keeps talking to us about the monetary reform, and he emphasized that this is going to bring in more stability to the Iraqi economy. And he hinted at the much anticipated delete the zero project. He said possibly coming soon. Whatever. In other words, there is serious, very heavy rumors. There is definitely chatter about Iraq making a big financial move in the near future, which is something a lot of people. I should show you all this because this is so heavy, so important, which is something a lot of people have been keeping an eye on here for you, Mr. Frank. And so then, okay. Now, on top of Sudani encouraging us about this whole thing, he must have sent out the finance minister because shortly after, he came out and talked to us last night on the TV talking about the digital system and how it's all related to the monetary reform and how this links us globally and how Iraq is going through now a it should be an exchange rate unification phase. Every day they find a new way to say to describe it, huh? And this is what the finance minister was telling us that how this is now linked to Iraq linked to globally, and how Iraq is going through now an exchange rate unification phase, meaning everything will be handled under the dinar only. Yeah, that's what Trump wanted. Only and just one true market. No more stealing, no more profiteering. He didn't say anything that we just working on this now. He didn't say anything more, just that they're working on it now. Family, um, one day, I believe that there's just too much hatred for Donald Trump right now. The reason that the far left became even farther left is because they lost the power as Democrats. So you go to the next radical level, which is communism, which is Nazism. The Hindenburg trials. Yesterday, I turned my phone off for 3 hours. And I went to go see Russell Crowe at the Hindenburg trials in Germany. When the Nazis tried to eradicate a race and change the morals of a planet. I believe that our young people, our young generations need to see this movie and realize that you voted for this in New York. What President Trump has done with tariffs is unprecedented. It's a miracle. I think it's a spiritually divine weapon. We don't have millions, we don't have billions, we have trillions that has been invested into America, you're about to see probably $2,000 rebate per person pretty soon at the beginning of next year. You're about to see no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security. You're about to see maybe internal tax revenue disappear. Oh, that would save us so much money. I mean, we created a police force to collect money from American citizens? Really? The IRS? No. As a proud American, I give my taxes. As a proud Christian, I give my taxes. But what Trump is doing with the tariffs is changing the geopolitical structure of this planet Earth, even changing the morals of this Earth. Some countries are actually growing a set big enough to do the right thing. Ask India. They just did it. Ask Indonesia. You just saw what's happening with their currency. Ask Iran. They dropped 4 zeros for crying out loud, which is nothing. They still got 12 more to drop probably. But everybody is going in the direction of what the terrorists are telling them to do. Stop using the American dollar. Use your own dollar. I don't care if it sucks. If it sucks, lift the value of it. And they are. This is a chance of in a lifetime geopolitical. This is may never ever. I can't see it ever occurring again. No, but the Iraqi dinar is doing what it's doing because it doesn't want what everybody else has. Iraq is probably the only country. I think. I better be careful. I think Iraq is the only country without tariffs because of what you know. Yeah, okay. So you know what I'm saying? These tariffs are brilliant. And then the far left is so angry because we took away their ability to steal money from you, American citizens. It's called the exposure of the swamp. Nobody wants to see anybody having sex. You got to be really perverted to want to see something like that. Nobody wants to see, well, I might have used the wrong example there. The tariffs are doing some amazing things. And all the bad things that used to be done behind closed doors, all the perversion, all the stealing. Pelosi, you became so filthy rich because you did it illegally. And then you act like, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, 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 no. Get out of here, woman. Nobody wants to take you to court. Nobody wants to take your money. Go and bask in your filth. Thank God, like President Trump says, you are out of the picture now. Now we need pencil neck out of the picture. And we need all these illegal foreigners running it for political position in our government to stop it. The enemy knows they cannot beat our bullets, but they can beat us with our votes, and that's what they're doing. I'm so grateful that I don't have many more sunsets left. My days are coming to an end. They're coming to an end with you, too. My study with you. Don't worry. You'll still be, like I told you, give us at least 3 months to organize ourselves. And then I'll come back at KTFA and I will announce what we're doing around the world for God's kingdom. You want to be a part of it? Wonderful. If not, I'll never see you again. But I stopped just to tell you that the tariffs are the reasons why we have this article that we're going to read today. Continuing. Then I respond and I say, gentlemen, look at this article. It is word for word of almost all of our files that we've ever sent you. Well, Mr. Frank, from what I'm seeing, wow, that is a lot of analysis. We have a lot of very, very pretty, optimistic. Yeah, we're left with a very pretty optimistic feeling here, based on what they just told us, based on this article that you just sent to us. That optimistic that after these elections in our country, the budget tables could indeed move forward, which would expose the raid. It seems like there's a bit of momentum building now, and with the focus on these financial reforms, there's a good chance that those budget the discussions will open the new budget. Discussions will finally we are seeing things that are now going to be wrapped up for us, from the HCO to our purchasing power to the truth being told by both Sudani and Alak. We will have to see how it unfolds, but right now it looks pretty positive. Now, Eddie says, exactly, well put, exactly. That article that you just sent us, Mr. Frank, well put. In that article, it all aligns up with what we heard about the new digital system, and it also matches what we shared with you about the algorithms. Now they can handle now they can handle and big not and now they can handle big rate jumps instantly, unlike years ago in Kuwait where it shocked the system. That's absolutely right, my friend. Absolutely right. Family, call your friends. And by the way, when I say call your friends, somebody misunderstood that yesterday. Yeah. Call your friends to come and listen to what we have right now. Continuing, I then say, yes, I agree, Eddie. Those algorithms were keeping Aki busy in Michigan while he was working on implementing everything else. These are exciting times, no doubt, gentlemen. There's no more denial. In fact, I have a feeling my broker is going to tell me to stop selling the Iraqi dinar rather soon, but I will continue to do so until he gives me the orders to stop. Mr. Frank, they did it again. They are back out on television. Now, this is done today. So this would be the third day in a row: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, fourth day in a row. No, actually, because Friday is when it all started. So it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. Here's what they got. Muy caliente. He puts the hot fire on there. Hot fire. The Central Bank of Iraq has officially confirmed to us citizens that it is moving forward with its long awaited, quote, 3-0 project, unquote. They say to us that this is a massive financial reform that will fundamentally reshape the country's economy and its standings on the global stage. So this is the article that we call the second article that finally came out today. Then he says, about 30 minutes later, they're back at it again. We're being told again. Then he says, they're gone now. U.S. They just announced U.S. hails Iraq Kurdistan's role in reopening the Kirkuk Cheyenne pipelines. Gentlemen, the word that means a lot to me are the central bank has officially announced the central bank has officially announced the lifting of the 3 zeros. It's official now. So now that it's official on both sides, Sudani, the government, and Allah, the central bank, now we have a date for the conversion of both of these sides agreeing on the same thing. Sudani will get his votes, Allah will get his recognition and get his promotion that he wants. The Iraqi citizens will get their purchasing power. We will make a difference in this world, won't we, KTFA? Continuing. You know what? Hold on a second, family. Honey, I need your help. Yeah. Can you bring me that? I don't know. Move that. Let her do it. Let her do it. Move this forward. Yeah, I can imagine it is. It should go straight up. Do you think you can? All right. I'm gonna leave you with it. So then I say to him, the CBI governor, excuse me. Then they say to me, the CBI governor is saying that the simulation, that's what he says. The CBI governor is saying to us that the simulation of the monetary reform is over. In my opinion, he's talking about the second set of books. The CBI governor is saying to us that the simulation of the monetary reform is over and they are in the process to remove the 3 zeros and saying this will bring the currency to the true value and it will match along with other currency world values. This is good. He also said again to us about $3.22 up to $4.25 was possible, and not saying this will be the rate, but that this is feasible. A lot talking all about this all day. This is the same words from your article that you sent us, Mr. Frank. We are noticing, it's just coincidental. We are noticing their words are exactly your words. Allah is talking all about this to us right now. Hold on. Thank you. I can see it better now. What was I doing? It threw up. Oh my goodness, there's so much too. Where was I, family? What did I say to you? Like you're gonna answer me? uh, oh, okay. Here we are with yesterday. What the heck? That was they just shoved those in there. I didn't know those files were going to be in there. I'm. It's not my fault. There's stop. And by the way, oh, is that why you okay? Hey Frank, Eddie, Omar, Sammy are watching. They say that they love your blue lights. All these reports that you're sending, they all coincide with everything the Sudani is saying. Wow. Your lights were amazing on your show. If you notice, gentlemen, I actually got you more lights. I went out and bought more so that you could see more of these colored lights. Huh? You can leave it off if you want. Anyways, and so they give speech. Oh, okay. They're planning on implementing these new exchange rate mechanisms before 2026. Actually aiming to wrap it up, he said this year. He didn't dive into it any deeper today. He said he explained to us how it's all going to be rolled out, but he's clear that they want these updates in place sooner than later. I told him, I said, gentlemen, I'm glad that you were able to watch our programs. You have to forgive me, family. Hang in there. It's a lot of good stuff, and I have to be careful what I share. You see, these are all the things that you're going to know about tomorrow. I'm trying to tell you about what we shared with you today. Yes, Mr. Frank, we're seeing a lot about the monetary reform every day. They emphasize all the changes, the safety features, the priorities, all the technical things that we should know. Most of this, in fact, all of this is being done through Shafat News. I said yesterday on my program, I told them that, in my opinion, from the 11th which is tomorrow, from the 11th to January the 1st, is a respectable time frame to see what we're looking for. Oh, dear. Omar said, they're back again on TV. We have many on TV. This expert we're familiar with was asked if Iraq would do the same like Kuwait did with their dinar change in country. Will they change in country first? And the answer was um, so then he says to me after this conversation, yes, you got it spot on, Frank. In this digital age, it's pretty much impossible to pull off a secret in country currency maneuver without the world getting a wind of it as soon as possible. That's what we're seeing right now. Any kind of move like what we were just discussing would automatically pop up on everybody's radar immediately. I know, and that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. That's why a lot got a little bit, bent out of shape. What are you doing? I'm trying to bring in the three zeros and you're, oh, for the love of whatever. Frank, at 7 in the morning, here's the news that we have from this morning. And it goes as follows. So, yeah, there has been some updates related to Sudani's remark on the exchange rate mechanism. It drove us all insane yesterday when he told us right into our faces. Now, in a recent speech, Mr. Frank, Sudani highlighted that the partnership with the United States is making all of this work. Tariffs. He emphasized that this is bringing in more stability to our economy. We're very excited about this. The truth is being told to us. Eddie says exactly what the article. Soon, central bank, CBI governor. Then they talked again about the rates a second time. Alok said it's not speculation, but they are removed. I say to him, because they were talking about the numbers, okay? The 322 and the 425. And he says, Alok is talking all about what you sent in that article. It's almost word for word. And then I say, isn't it comical? Isn't it comical what we're seeing? I said, isn't it comical, gentlemen? Alak and Sudani are playing tennis. First, one says, it's happening. Then the other says, no, it's not happening. Then it goes back and forth until it's yes, today it is happening. I'm enjoying this because it's our turn. It's our turn to smile. And he said, Allah said, it's not speculation. Okay. Well, then why did you lose it, dude? Why did you come out yesterday and say, and there's even an article, no, I'm not doing that. I don't know anything. Look at the pretty blue sky. I don't know anything. Because Sudani kept saying it, and finally I said, okay, I give up. Sudani is making me look stupid in front of the Iraqi citizens, Frank. Yeah, I know. Alak said, it's not speculation. We are removing the three zeros. like I said, man, this is a comedy show, man. This is so much fun. Like I said, this is a comedy show. You got Sudani that goes out and tells the Iraqi citizens yesterday, I'm lifting the three zeros in the fourth quarter of 25. Don't you worry. I'm keeping my promise to you. Then, 20 minutes later, then 20 minutes later, Allah comes out and he says to the Iraqi citizens, I don't know what Sudani's talking about. I don't know anything. We're not lifting no three zeros. I'm not doing any of that right now. And then we can just imagine a lock. Well, this is the scenario I gave you. This is what I gave you already. But here, let me read it to you. And then I can imagine. Allah calls Sudani and he says to him, "What the hell you doing, man? What the hell you doing, man? Why are you telling the citizens before I do it, man?" And Sudani, I can see, turns to Allah and he says, "Shut up. You know I'm trying to get votes. You do your thing. I do my thing. My ding-a-ling. My To which they said, "Yeah, that's classic, Mr. Frank. That's classic." He says, 322. Can I get a 322? 322, 322, 325. Can I get a 325, 325? Sold at 425. Smile. Well, it turns out, family, I didn't know. Eddie is an auctioneer. That's why he's out dancing with the cows right now in the field. He was auctioning them. Now I understand. Whew, that's good. Eddie is an auctioneer. Now he's crazy. Now, he's crazy, but he's funny. Yeah, I've noticed he has a sense of humor, man. Today, Eddie should be dancing in the streets, is what I told him. And then he says, "Well, honestly, I think he's out there dancing in the fields with the cows right now." Hey, look at when we started. Eddie's loving the light show. Well, you see, Eddie, I always said that when the blessing occurs, we were going to play Amazing Grace a lot on our forum. And I also said that we would have fireworks. I thought I'd start with the fireworks. I went out and bought more for you guys. I hope you like them. Now, that's what I wanted to do for the first part. Now, the second part, I'm going to, hold on a second. Got to see if there's any way I can move this closer to me. Maybe if I just sit back, huh? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, sweetheart. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. This is your aloha. We'll do this at the end. Eddie, Omar, Sammy, tomorrow I went out and I bought something special besides these guys. I'm going to hang this in my greenhouse tomorrow. It has 40 images, from the American flag to the rainbows to birds, all kinds of images. It's pretty cool. I'll have it up in back of me when I'm talking tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow's our long UB2B. No, I don't think I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll do it maybe Wednesday and you'll be able to see it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you, I know you're a member of my forum, right? And if you're not, oh buddy, buena suerte. Go to the final article thread. Go to the very last page. I think it's page 308. Let me see here. No, 310. Go to the last page in final article thread. And it's page 310. And the article number that you're looking for is final article number 6203. Now, the thing about this article, yeah, I think you can see this. Here it is. It has been blown up 5 times, solid red. If you come across a bank or a friend or a relative that says to you, "This is a scam, you've made a mistake, you are erroneous, you have lost your money, They made a fool out of you. When you come across a situation like that, look at the length of this. And we're going to study this together right now. When you come across a situation like this, I would advise you to show them this. You're not going to carry your laptop around with you. So, take a picture of all of this. Print it. You can print it if you have that ability to do so. What happened? Oh, man, don't try to right now. When you try to communicate with me, it messes everything up. Please, no private messages right now. Thank you. 310. Alrighty, I'm trying to get back to the page. So anyways, get into final article thread. I know you're a member of my forum. Get on in there. And go ahead and get to the very, very last article. Not going to believe this, family. We have an overload. Finally. Now let me get to the very bottom of the page. Here we go. Now let's study this together. You can see it. And we are going to analyze this deeply. I hope you have some time. Personally, I have not eaten today. No, I haven't. And I really barely have anything to drink. So we're going to do this together. You thought I was kidding you when I told you that sleep has to find me. Final article number 6203. This article was released because Sudani came out and told everybody exactly what this article says. Alak was very upset about it because he's trying to bring in the 3-0 notes. But Sudani doesn't care because he's trying to get reelected. But in all honesty, it's not so much about him being reelected. It's about him being accepted. This article, the title says, "The Iraqi dinar without zeros." Well, that's a dream come true. The Central Bank of Iraq launches a historic reform. Yeah, it is epic. Yeah. Now, what is the blue title before we get into it? Everything that Walking Stick and I told you is now in print. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Literally word for word, family. In fact, before I get into the meat of it all, once in a while, I'll make comments from people in my forum. Yanni Castro. He said, "Thank you, Claire, for being on the ball as always. It is wrong of me to say that I'm so used to Frank being right. It's not like when I joined 3 years ago, when I was astonished at all the stuff that he and Walking Stick would say, and within days it would happen. I have yet to recall a moment where what has been shared by Frank and Walking Stick has not happened. It is either good luck, it is either luck like the world has never known before, or it is integrity. I'll take the latter. I have a lot of integrity for my teams. Kurt, KURT 911. You say, did Frank26 Ghost write this article that we're about to read? That's his writing style. Laughing out loud. Everything we're reading in there is exactly what he told us. Yeah. Praising God for it. Not at all being arrogant about it. Can you imagine me being boisterous and arrogant about this in front of God? I might as well play with a cobra snake. My admin, Iggy, think about it. There will be so many fake friends that come around after the fact. That in itself could make one feel alone. We are genuine. We can just come to KTFA and talk to real people with no ulterior motives. A safe haven, a safe haven of like minds. One would never have to feel alone at KTFA. When we released this article, Claire and I, in our forum, I gave it a title and I said, everything the walking stick and I ever told you is now in print, what we just read. Yes, and I'm very proud of that. Let's study it together. This is a research and written by Dr. Shabhi Jabara. And this is a respected economist, and we believe, I'm not sure, that well, the CBI released it. And in my opinion, the CBI is releasing what Trump wants them to release. Here we go. The Central Bank of Iraq has officially confirmed. The word official, you got that? Officially confirmed that it is moving forward with its long-awaited 0-0 project. Why does it say 0-0? Shouldn't it say 0-0-0 project? What does that mean, 0-0 project? Everything's in my opinion. I told you there was always two sets of books. The long-awaited 0-0 project, a massive financial reform that will fundamentally reshape the country's economy and its standings on the global stage. Oh boy, will it ever? Money talks, BS walks. And trust me, 1310 is full of BS. In a series, in fact, when I go back to reading, I'm going to say continue. Continuing. In a series of statements. How true. How many times have you done this, Alok? Well, I did it a few times, but I recently I said I'm really not doing it just yet. How many times did Donnie do it? A lot of times. In a series of statements, the central bank governor emphasized that the project is not mere speculation, but a concrete initiative that has generated considerable enthusiasm and interest in international financial circles. Eddie, are you interested in this lifting of the 3 zeros? Yes, we are. Hey, Forex. Hey, contractors. Hey, countries. Hey, tariffs. Are you interested in this? Yes, we are. Yeah, I know. Breaking it down, point number 1. This ambitious project aims to rename the Iraqi dinar. Rename it? We call it high notes, Frank. You call them 3-0 notes. We will rename them to lower notes, lower category notes. This ambitious project aims to rename the Iraqi dinar by removing three zeros. Oh, now you want to say three zeros, huh? Do you understand, family? This ambitious project aims to rename the Iraqi dinar by removing three zeros from its nominal value to better reflect the country's growing economic strength. Do you think that the country's economic strength is worth $1? Do you think it's worth $3.22 like it was over 20 years ago? Three zeros? Oh, okay. Continue. This ambitious project aims to rename the Iraqi dinar by removing three zeros from its nominal value to better reflect the country's growing economic. This move, which has been the subject of rumors for years, yeah, is currently under active development. Active development with comprehensive studies. Tell that to the IMF. Tell that to the WB. Tell that to the WTO. Tell that to the BIS. Tell that to the IMF. That's who you did these comprehensive studies with, huh? Tell that to the Arab League. Tell that. Okay. Is currently under active development, which with comprehensive studies and simulations for about 6 years, the second set of books, and simulations having been completed. Yeah. Continuing. According to the governor, what up, Alak? According to Mr. Alak for you, Frank. What up, Alak? According to the governor, the process will be gradual and methodically planned. Dude, give it up. The process will be gradual. From the 11th to the 1st, it's not gradual. It is acute. Thank you very much. According to the governor, the process will be gradual and meticulously planned to ensure financial stability while unlocking the currency's true potential. Yeah, that's true. Continuing. For years, the Iraqi dinar has suffered from a decline in its nominal value as a result of decades of conflict and economic instability. In other words, as a result from Iran's 4-H club. By the way, how's the 4-H club doing? They don't exist anymore. This article comes from a website, from a site that the 4-H club used to use. You think I'm going to believe an article like this from a source that the terrorists used to use to lie to me with? Yeah, Frank, because we bombed the hell out of them and they don't have the ability to do it anymore, and there is no 4-H clubs. I say 4-H clubs. I don't say the H words because I don't want to be marked by these stupid AIs. I do things with a purpose. Yeah, for years, the Iraqi dinar has suffered from a decline of its nominal value as a result of decades of conflict and economic instability. No, as a result of Iran. Continuing. The current exchange rate, hovering around an unofficial rate of 14.15 dinars to the US dollar, forces citizens to carry large amounts of cash for their daily transactions and complicates international trade and investment. Yeah, it sure does. It's kind of ridiculous, to take this much currency in cash to buy a loaf of bread. Remember, I told you my father, when he was in Korea, he would see the women. In fact, in Germany, the Fräuleins, they would take wagons also full of. They had a name to it. Oh, not coupons. Strips. Is that it? Strips. I think that's what. Huh? Yeah, I think they were called strips. That's right. I remember now. And they were only like about this big, and they had a $1, $5, $10, 20, and they were all different colors. And we gave it to these poor countries that got their butts kicked out to while they rebuilt their infrastructure with us, the Marshall Plan. But man, they used to have to take a whole bunch just to buy a little something. So right here, continuing. The current exchange rate hovering around an unofficial rate of 14, 15 dinars to the US dollar forces citizens to carry large amounts of cash for their daily transactions and complicates transactions, trades, and investments. Oh, how true. Now, the 00 project. Oh, you going back to that again? What do you want me to, what are you trying to tell me? You have the advantage, family. You understand. The 00 project was designed to address this problem by simplifying the currency and aligning it with the country's strong economic fundamental, including robust oil revenues, expanding gold reserves, and deepening trade partnership with the global powers such as China, the United States, the European Union, etc. Yeah. Yeah, what you're trying to explain there is that all these countries have signed contracts with Iraq, with the prime minister. And what you're explaining is that oil was your number one source of income, but not anymore because your economy is aligned up with the economy of these countries. And these countries are examples, possibly, of a basket, possibly only. It's more the ones that have signed contracts. Continuing, point number 2. While the central bank has been careful not to commit to a specific timeline, yes, they have. They just didn't tell you the timeline. Continuing. The confirmation that the project has begun marks a pivotal moment for Iraq. Ladies and gentlemen, the clock has officially started. And in my opinion, a window from the 11th, starting tomorrow, to the 1st of January would be a beautiful timeline. Because Soudani said yesterday very clearly and repeated it today to the Iraqi citizens, I got you purchasing power through the lifting of the 3 zeros. And it will be in the 4th quarter of 2025. Therefore, in my opinion, it is only logical, yes, sir, it is only logical for a time frame window of respect and credibility should lie between the 11th to the 1st. From the 11th to the 1st is also a play on words. While the central bank has begun While the central bank has begun careful not to commit to a specific timeline, the confirmation, that's all we needed, the clock has started, that the program has begun marks a pivotal moment for Iraq. And that's why the article starts out that this is a historical moment in Iraq. Continuing. This represents a transition from post-war recovery, 2003, to a new era of economic independence this very moment. Continuing, signs of reform. Go on, Allah. Go on, CBI. Go on, man. Spill the beans. No. Spill the beans. No. Spill the beans. All right. Signs of the reform. How will, quote, removing the zeros work? Question mark. The phase, quote, removing zeros, may sound alarming. No, it doesn't. But it is a standard monetary policy tool. Yeah, Turkmenistan policy tool known as a currency revaluation. But this is a reinstatement, and you know it. It is continuing. It is not a wow, I didn't read that. It is not a confiscation. It is not a confiscation of wealth. We ain't stealing. This is not a lop. Oh. I thought you were saying I was a loser, man. This is not okay. This is not a lop. Okay. It is continuing. I have to sound official. I have to look official. It is not a confiscation of wealth, but rather a recalibration of the currency's nominal value. Yes, it is. Yes. Keep talking, Alok. What else you want to say? Show us how they're going to recognize this. In essence, 1,000 old Iraqi dinar will become a one new dinar. Yes! That's not a lot. Crucially, all prices. Well, why would they use that word? Critically, maybe it means all prices, wages, and savings will be adjusted proportionally, ensuring that the individual's purchasing power remains stable at the moment of the shift. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Eddie, why did I beg you to take your 3-0 notes into the banks that already have accounts waiting for you? Because they're worthless. But once they raise the value, those 3-0 notes that are now digital electronic, boom, at the flip of a switch, are worth at least $1 in value. That's what they just told you. In essence, if hey, Eddie, if you had brought in a 1,000 old dinar note, what's it worth? Not even nothing, right? But in essence, a 1,000 old dinar note will become a new 1 dinar note. Crucially, all price. I bet you that means concurrently. In other words, what will happen after we lift the 3 zeros, the 1,000 becomes a 1, and all prices, all wages, and all savings will be adjusted. And you thought you were going to lose money, Eddie. Will be adjusted proportionally because you got a new exchange rate. So you need the new lower notes to match it. I mean, what are you going to do with a $3 value to a 3-0 note? That's a square peg in a round. No, it don't work that way. No, it don't work that way. That's like a man going into a woman's bathroom. Don't work that way. No, it don't work that way. This is amazing. Thank you, Alak, for giving in. In essence, continuing. In essence, a 1,000 old dinar note will become a 1 new Iraqi dinar note. whatever that word, all prices, all wages, all savings will be adjusted proportionally, ensuring that the individual, Eddie, that the individual's purchasing power remains stable at the moment of the shift. Yeah. Oh, shit down. Look out. Okay. Now, continuing the next point. Now, the real shift occurs in the subsequent adjustments of the exchange rate. I know, first gear, second gear, and third zero. The real, continuing, the the real shift occurs in the subsequent adjustment of the exchange rate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The central bank has developed several scenarios with internal studies predicting that the floating of the dinar could stabilize automatically at a value in the distant future between $3.22 up to $4.25 dinars to the dollar. Those are my numbers for God knows how many years. Can I hit rewind? Give me the remote control. I'm gonna hit rewind on the time VCR just for a moment. And in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I think that if ever they do come out with the rate, they should consider to come out. $1 would be interesting, but I think that's an insult. Yeah, 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 yeah. And the reason why is because look at all the other Middle East currencies. Where are they? 3 plus. You're going to come out at one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's an insult. So I think that this is actually an RI. That's what they call it, a reinstatement, right? Over here, the revaluation was what? The second set of books, exactly like I told you. The RI revaluations is in the second set of books, but the RI is the implementation. It even tells you that when it won't happen, you go back and read it. So, in my opinion, $1 insult. This is an RI. Okay, 322. But you know what? The Minister of Planning and the Minister of Finance back in 2014 told the Prime Minister, if you're going to release the new exchange rate, shoot, dude, you got to add at least 20%. Okay, that would take it. Let me see here. 23, 320, 386. That sounds like a good rate. Okay, 386. But I said, to be honest with you, if this thing floats, no, I think they'll probably cap it around 425. Thank you kindly for listening to my opinion. You all have a good night. Take care. Bye bye. We want some aloha? There it is. Bye bye. Give me the remote control. That's what I said, man, a long time ago to you. They're using my numbers. I forgot who it was I read to you that the Yanni or somebody said there is Frank's is that script right there? Now I'm curious. Hold on a second. I want to see what it was. Did Frank26 ghost write Article 12 that we're reading? Because it's word for word from what he's taught us. Oh, break the phone, Frank. Break the phone. No, no break. Continuing. So, yeah, we've got many scenarios in which we studied and came up with ideas. Just what we told you. With the internal studies predicting that the floating of the dinar could stabilize automatically at a value in the distant near in the distant in the near proximal future. I wish I would have said that. Continuing, predicting that the floating dinar could stabilize automatically at a value in the distant future between $3.22 to $4.25 dinars to the dollar. Now, the governor clarified that these figures are not a declared rate. What the hell you mentioned that? The governor clarified that these figures are not a declared rate. Like yesterday when you came out and said, "No, I have no intentions," but today you say, "Okay, I am." Is that right? The governor clarified that these figures are not a declared rate, but rather an indicator of the currency's potential if it is allowed, if it is allowed to float freely. Do bears eat honey in the wood? In the woods, huh? Do they? Huh? Huh. You gotta let me have fun. He declared that these figures are not a declared rate, but rather an indicator of the currency's potential if it is allowed to float freely based on market demands and Iraq's economy's fundamentals. Now, two main paths are being considered for this next phase, the floating part. Now, economists close to the central bank of Iraq indicate that both options remain on the table. Exactly what we said, that both options remain on the table. Now, the choice will depend on the government's strategic priorities, whether it favors a gradual, market driven adjustment or a swift and decisive reset. We said that it was going to be a controlled and managed float, right? Yeah. But a swift and decisive reset would be dangerous because that's what Kuwait did. Continuing. Either paths would, don't you love all of this confession from the CBI? This is the official announcement. Either paths. Should I go put my suit on? Not yet. Okay. Either paths would trigger one of the most significant currency transformations in the modern Middle East, in the in the modern era of the world. Never has this happened before. Continuing, the economic driver is why is now the right time for a stronger dinar? The timing of this reform is not coincidental. I love every word. The Iraqi economy is at an evolutionary turning point. The country's fiscal position has has steadily improved, driven by several key factors: strong oil revenues. As a leading producer in OPEC, Iraq's steady oil revenue provides a stable foundation for its economy and strong support for its currency. Yeah, but you got a whole lot more other things. Growing gold reserves. You see, these are all the things that they're pointing out that the citizens can look to verify that that they are going to lift the value. That's what all of this that I'm reading to you is. And this is all the study that we have shared with you all these years. The growing of our gold reserves. The central bank is actively expanding its gold reserves, a traditional safe asset that enhances monetary stability and international credibility. But they'll never tell you how much gold they have. Also, deepening trade partnerships is what you should be looking for. Continuing, Iraq has developed strong trade relationships with major global economics, including China, the United States, the European Union, diversifying its economic interaction and reducing its dependence on any single partner and on the American dollar. Despite this strength, the nominal value of the Iraqi dinar has been lagged, widening the gap between the official exchange rate and its true value. And that's what the auctions did. That was the disease from the auctions of the CBI that the evil people in your country took advantage of. But it's gone. Despite this strength, the nominal value of the dinar has been lagged, widening the gap between the official exchange rate because of profiteering and its true value because of the auctions. Each time the Iraq GDP grows or its foreign reserves increase, this discrepancy becomes more pronounced. How true. I mean, gosh almighty, you got all this coming in, and this is the result of it? Somebody's stealing it. Each time Iraq's GDP grows or its foreign reserves increase, this discrepancy became more pronounced. The 00 project, that's how they did it. The 00 project is the mechanism to close the gap, allowing the currency to finally reflect the country's true wealth and economic progress. Next point. This monetary reform is expected to have profound global implications. No kidding, Sherlock. Revaluing the Iraqi dinar would do the following. This is all to the citizens because Allah says, I give up, just tell them. It will boost the regional investments. A stable and strong currency would make Iraq a more attractive, distinct destination for foreign investments, thereby fostering economic growth throughout the region. Point number 2, it reduces the dependence on the dollar. Yay! And you will be able to pay us back. By repegging its currency, what did we say? It will not be pegged, it will be paired. By repegging its currency into a diversified basket of currencies or currencies. Iraq can reduce its reliance on the US dollar for oil settlements, a move with significant geopolitical implications. You make my Trump happy is what it means. The next point, this monetary reform inspires. Our monetary reform could inspire other monetary reforms. Yeah. But that's what the tariffs are doing. And that's why you have this monetary reform, because of the tariffs. Therefore, the tariffs can stimulate other monetary reforms. That's exactly what you're saying here. Your monetary inspires monetary reform. It continued. It could inspire neighboring economies to reassess their monetary structure. I told you yesterday that I'm talking with my broker. He says, don't say that yet. But I want him to sell other currencies that I want him to sell. And he says, don't do that yet. Okay. So that's why I haven't been able to talk to you about my broker. This monetary reform could inspire other neighboring economies, other neighboring monetary reform structures, potentially triggering a wave of physical modernization across the Middle East. For Iraq itself, this is more than just an economic adjustment. It is a step towards a historical physical renaissance, signaling Iraq's transition from post-war recovery to a future of economic independence and self-determination. Not at 1310. Continuing. A new chapter for Iraq, the way forward. How? The central bank governor has emphasized that this monetary reform is not a rash or hasty move. Every step is carefully measured, documented, and designed. Didn't I tell them? Every word is measured. Oh my, it's carefully measured, documented, and designed to make. Every step is carefully measured and documented and designed to maintain stability for the public confidence, while the while the precise implementation timeline remains confidential. I gave you my opinion of that time frame, didn't I? While the price, while the precise implementation timeline remains confidential, the confirmation that the project has begun and the preliminary studies are complete indicates that the implementation is closer than ever. I'm tired, I'm hungry. This is a lot saying this, man. Continuing. When the monetary reform takes place, whether through a gradual float or a sudden restructuring, it will permanently alter Iraq's physical, fiscal identity. Yeah. The phrase, quote, removing zeros, unquote, as simple as it sounds, represents one of the most ambitious and complex financial engineering projects in the country's modern history. Yeah, and it was an honor to be a part of it. The central bank is not just changing numbers. That's what you said yesterday. The Aki said that it was not just, yeah, we're just changing the numbers. It is, it is redefining how Iraq interacts with the global economy. The world is watching closely. Yeah, through KTFA. And they know it. The world is watching closely. The potential shift in the dollar's value, with projections ranging between $3.22 and $4.25, the dollar has captured the attention of investors, economists, and governments worldwide. This is not just an economic story, it is history in motion. As Iraq stands on the precipice of this financial transformation, the message is clear. The nation is ready to transcend its past and write a new chapter of prosperity and strength. Well, I'm all for it. You won't get no complaints out of me about this a lot. Hey, Sudani, between you and me, between you and our teams, well played. Well played, dude. We watched it all unfold the last 3 days. Oh, well played. You're going to get what you want. Uh, Allah will get his promotion. The people of Iraq, my friend Eddie, Omar, Sammy, everybody there, they're going to get the purchasing power. But more so, the shackles. The shackles that were on them by the terrorists of Iran have been dissolved, disintegrated, obliterated. I'm kind of I'm kind of. Yesterday, I told you I was shell shocked and speechless. What do you think I am today? Everything that we've ever, shared with you, there it is. Um, yeah, there it is. Whoop, there it is. When I was talking with my teams today, I will admit we had a sense of calmness. We laughed a lot. We laughed at Sudani. We laughed at Alak, and then we celebrated with Sudani and with Alak when they both came out in unison and said, "All right, here it is." And as much as Alak is still trying to cover it, I don't know when. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you know when. You're the one that came up with the date, stupid. So, what is that date? Logic says that if Sudani is saying that it's going to be done between now and in the fourth quarter, well, the fourth quarter comes to an end at the beginning of next year, you know, and the fourth quarter is now. Well, maybe the fourth quarter ends in the middle of January. I don't know, but whatever the case is, from the 11th, tomorrow the elections, uh, to the 1st of January. Yeah, there's a chance that there's a potent chance that this value is going to be put back as in a reinstatement into the Iraqi dinar, um, at a 1-to-1 with the American dollar, but then depeg and go into a float paired with other currencies that more than likely are Middle East equivalent to their 3 plus. It'd be stupid to put it with a currency that is less than $3. What good does it do? Then it's not symbiotic. It's parasitical. One is sucking from one area. It would be like in biology. It would be like osmosis. If you have a heavy concentration of fluids here, all of a sudden it goes over here. Osmosis drew it into that direction, and that's what we're seeing right now. Anyways, I'm gonna end and wish you the best. Maybe I'll come into premium and be with you guys tonight and just celebrate and have some fun. Maybe play Amazing Grace, but that's more for when it's announced. I want to make sure that you have your accounts. I want to make sure that you have in your mind your team. I don't even have a lawyer yet. No, I think I told you that yesterday. No, my lawyers will be when this blessing occurs and they read about it and I tell them, you see what's in the news? Yeah. I have X amount of dinars. Nice to meet you, Frank. Nice to meet you too. And I've been praying to God, asking Him, please send me the right people that I need in order to apply proper stewardship. You should be asking the same thing too. But I already have my accounts open. I already have the trust funds ready, in position with Bill Johnson. I already know which lawyers I want to approach. My families are all ready with the same, and we will approach the banks unified. Even Walking Stick, I asked him. I said, "Sir, would you honor us and be with us?" He said, "Why don't I meet you at Aki's bank?" I said, "Okay." And it's not like that's the only bank. That's one of possibly dozens and dozens and dozens of banks that I will be involved with. You can't just have one bank account. I'll have a hole in the backyard, in a little tin can, and I'll put my money in that too as well, probably. Not. I leave you in peace. God bless you all. If you study the dinar with me, we're done. If you stick around for a little aloha, this is the time of the season for these beautiful Christmas cactus. You have a very light smell to them. Look at this one. You see how it opened up? Isn't that pretty? He's saying, "Wah." His face is opened up. Look at this. This one has really opened up its face. And it's saying, "Ah." Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, my goodness. These Christmas cactuses bring in the season. There's a yellow one. These Christmas cactus are now residents in our home. Now, I want to show you something about these guys. Believe it or not, the flower is edible. Flowers, petals come in different colors. Tell me, where can you get purple from a vegetable? Well, let me see. I'm kind of limited. How about eggplant? Okay. How about purple onions? Okay. How about grapes? That's not a vegetable. Oh. How about, I don't know. Those two that we mentioned that are purple have specific vitamins and minerals that are not found in a banana that's yellow. The photosynthesis goes through ATP energy and it converts it into the stuff of life in the plant. And then we eat the plant. The more colors that you eat, the more vitamins and minerals you get. Although, don't eat too many colors. Because the more colors you eat, the more sugar you're eating. But if you're eating greens, green beans, pea pods, lettuce, spinach, that's just solid green. You don't have to worry too much about that. But don't overeat the greens because it has something called vitamin K. Yeah, K like kangaroo. And vitamin K makes a lot of red blood cells. And if you're like my age at 70, you don't want a lot of red blood cells because they can lead to blood clots. So a nice healthy balance of different colors of your food is always good. And believe it or not, sweet, edible. Finally, these guys have a tendency to drop their leaves kind of easily. In fact, they're made that way on purpose. If you notice, there's very little connection between this. There's a tiny little point of connection right there. But the reason for it is because this is how this plant will survive. It breaks off very easily. And when they break off very easily, don't throw them away. Give them life. Plant them in the dirt with the head up and the pointy part downward. And they'll propagate quickly. I hope you enjoyed our UB2B today. I mean, we had some serious conversations, didn't we, family? And we're grateful for the information from our teams, from Sudani and Alak. And we're grateful to God. Finally, I'm grateful for that tea. Oh yeah, Trump. Okay. Tariffs. It's the only reason why we're seeing what we're seeing. Sweet aloha. God bless you all. I'll catch you when they throw you. I love you mucho, mucho, mucho. I'm trying to stretch it here so that they can come and turn off the camera for me. Hey, let me have that orchid over there, baby. Somebody was asking me, how do you keep your orchids alive? Yeah, bring that one over. And I did my very best to educate them on how to do it. Check these two orchids out. Aren't they pretty? That one is orangey, and that one's orangey, but different shades of orange. Isn't that pretty? Here's the buds as they're starting to come out. Right there, you see that? Over here, this sucker's got 4 of them ready to come out. I see you. I love you. Take care. I see you tomorrow. 3 to 6. Maybe our last singing. Sweet aloha.